Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming from on the grind. This the home edition, baby. Man, the door is open. Get me some nice breeze. You know what I mean? This is how we got to do it for y'all. Man, it's the end of the week. And I don't know about y'all, but it's exhausting. Every day this stuff just continues to just keep going and going and going. And I mean, I don't understand what the reluctance is of people to admit that systemic racism is in Canada and it's in the United States. It's in the police force. It's in your workforce. It may be in whatever job that you have. Who knows? Starbucks. Because I mean, I heard Starbucks wouldn't let certain employees wear a shirt that said Black Lives Matter when they were working on something for themselves. But I guess the outcry made them change their minds. So employees can wear a shirt that says Black Lives Matter. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand. Why is it so hard for people to understand? Actually, no, I should understand why. Listen, it's the color of my skin. This is why it's so hard, because they so reluctant to change. You know what I mean? You're reluctant to take the statues down of slave traders. People who didn't even want America or Canada to exist. They wanted to have people who they can push around and make sure they do their business for them. You know what I mean? They wanted to keep slaves. How can you keep people like that and be honoring these people? It's a joke. The Confederate flag. I mean, we have a flag. We have a Canadian flag. You have an American flag. Every country has their own flag. Which other country has some flag that promotes racism, the beatings and lynching of people? I don't know of any other country that has that. I mean, I don't think Germany has a statue of Hitler anywhere. They're trying to move past that. So why is it so hard for America to move past racism? Because they want to keep it at the forefront. They want to keep putting it in your face. But you know what? Black people and white people who were marching, every shade of people who are marching, you've got to keep marching, because it is important. We can't let George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, all these people, we cannot let them go unnoticed. You know what I mean? The fact that the police and all you white folks who continuously keep thinking that systemic racism does not exist, you still got the knee on our neck. Even though we're telling you that we can't breathe. We can't breathe. We can't breathe. But yet you still want to kill us 400 years later while we trying to be free. Emancipation Proclamation said we've been free. So we want to be equal. So why can't you treat us as equal? That's all we want. We want justice. All you big companies, you need to start looking to see who you have at your right hand. I mean, do you have diversity in your company? I mean, we've got to go with the city of Van, and we got to go with Van City. We need to have diversity in our city too. Because it's not here. Because I know I've been treated improperly. And we go back to having this thing about black history in schools. Why is it we can't have somebody teaching black history from elementary to high school to middle school, or middle school, high school, university? We should have that. You should be able to learn about your heritage. And some of you folks need to learn about black heritage too, because you need to figure it out that Black Lives Matter. And we need to understand that. So we need to learn about this stuff. And you need to have people that are willing to teach this and know what happened to be able to teach it. So get it in the schools, Mr. Fleming. And if you got to go to John Horgan to make sure he passes the bill to make sure this happens, you do that. And you don't stop until he does. This is what change is about. This is what it says when you do something. You don't just say it, I'm going to help stop the racism, and then you don't do nothing about it. You sit back and you watch. You're living in your nice, pretty little house and not doing nothing about it. You don't come out and say nothing. You need to make change. You need to go make change happen. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't see you doing nothing until I see you do something by putting it in schools. That's when I'm going to see it. And don't let it take like 4 or 5 years to let it happen. This is something that needs to be passed right away and be put into schools right now, so that you don't have racist children growing up to treat us badly, and maybe even to go be in the police force or wherever they got to go. We shouldn't be walking on the street and being scared. So, again, Mr. Fleming, get your act together and start doing something about it by getting this stuff, Black history, in school. And Mr. Horgan, we need to get Martin Luther King Day as a holiday. And we need to celebrate February as Black History Month for the entire February in Van City. Not one part of the city doing something or another part of the city doing something. No, we need the entire city to come together and celebrate Black History Month. That's what we need to do. You know what I mean? And I know I called out, I think it was the commissioner, the RCMP commissioner. And she was, I think her name is Brenda Lucky, I think it is. I've been calling her Lusicki. I don't know, but that's what I thought it was. But my apologies on that. You see, I can apologize for something like that. So why is it that you cats can't apologize for knowing that there's systemic racism and institutionalized racism in the city of Canada? So I think Justin Trudeau gave her the definition, or sent her the definition, because she was having a problem with defining what system, or I don't know how to say the words. I mean, come on. You know that's a bunch of crap. So I think Trudeau sent her the information and sent her the definition. So she recanted her story today. You feel what I'm saying? But, I mean, it is hard for folks to say that there's systemic racism in Canada. My goodness. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know? Man. And the Confederate flag thing, I don't think we need more than one flag for every country, man. Canada has their flag. The U.S. has a flag. I think that should be good enough. And all the monuments that need to be taken down, I don't know how many we have in the city of Vancouver. I'm going to have to check into that. But if there's somebody out there that fact checks, man, go ahead and check. See how many statues there are of slave traders that are in Canada that need to be changed, need to be taken down. That'd be something. That'd be a start. Hey, Mr. Horgan, police reform, man. You need to get a registry on racist cops. I don't know if you can get it on teachers, but this is something that you can't let them go from one community to another and start teaching, because their racist ideologies move with them. So if we can get it with something, that's something that you can do with the police. That will make some change. And this thing about defunding the police, it's not about defunding. It's about allocating money and moving it to someplace else, like mental health. So this way you don't have to have cops going in there and shooting up people. You feel what I'm saying? So you guys need to get all this together, man, and sit down at the table, because racism is real. Like we said, hey, you see that? We can't rub that off. That's real. Golly. You know, I think next week there's going to be some people who are marching on the 19th of June. And hopefully everyone understands what that day is, because that day is Juneteenth. And I'm not going to talk about that. I think y'all can look that up. And Juneteenth happened in 1921. That's 99 years ago, man. And it happened in Tulsa, where a bunch of white folks went in there and burned down and killed a bunch of black folks, man. And this place in Tulsa was called Black Wall Street. So y'all can look that up. So I might talk about that a little more next week, though. So you feel me? I'm coming with it. So all you people who are going to march next week, you need to understand why you're marching. It's not just for George Floyd. It's for Breonna Taylor and everyone else. And speaking of Breonna Taylor, they passed the law, the no-knock warrant. It's called Breonna Law in Louisiana. So they just passed that law. So VPD, Chief of Police, the mayor, John Horgan, there's something that you can do. And, you know, just something silly. You know what? After 20 years, y'all, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a black bachelor. Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine? A black bachelor. I've been waiting for that for a long time. I'm going to sit there and I'll be watching The Bachelor now. I don't ever watch The Bachelor, man. But now I'm going to have to watch because there's a brother on there. So there's some change happening there. And I remember I said yesterday, Gone with the Wind was taken down by Disney or whatever it was, right? And so now we getting a brother as the Bachelor. Woo, man. I think his name is Matt James or something like that, man. But hey, I'm happy about that. I'm happy for the brother too. So, but anyway, remember, y'all, we still in the midst of a pandemic. You know what I mean? So, whoever's going to march next week, wear a mask. Physical distance. You know? Do what you got to do, man. The social distance is real. It saves lives. Don't be like Trump, where you got to sign a waiver. You guys just make sure you stay safe. Wear your mask, and social distance, and physical distance. You be all right. Yo, I'm your man Valentine, baby. If you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine. Stay safe, y'all.